só que o baterista conhecia o Frank. E ele virou pro Frank e falou, cara, como você quer que eu toque? E aí o Frank foi lá e falou e tal. E aí rolou a dança, e quando chegou a parte do aéreo, ele jogou a dama por cima, ela, tipo, chegou um momento de tensão que o baterista parou, ficou rufando na caixa, e quando ela terminou, ele terminou com um crash grande assim, e todo mundo levantou, aplaudindo do cacete, e aí marcou o momento da virada que eles passaram a ser o Lindy Hop começou a seguir o Frankie.
And so this sort of began the career of Frankie and Whitey's Lindy Hoppers, and Frankie was the most important choreographer for the dancing troupe, and he also was the best dancer.
One thing that is funny there is that Shorty George asked Frankie where you got that aerial from, and Frankie said, from you, Shorty. And he goes, what do you mean? And that was, he had seen Shorty do this one with his partner. What's her name?
Big B.
Big B. And Big B had done it with him, yeah?
Yes.
Big B, Shorty George's partner, lifted him out, and so he was on the back. And then Frankie was thinking, I'm going to take that and make it an aerial.
O engraçado foi que depois o Shorty George perguntou pra ele, de onde é que você tirou esse aéreo? Ele falou, de você. Aí eles, ué, como assim de mim? Porque o Shorty George era pequenininho, era carregado pela Lilo,
The Big B was saying.
Big B. Pela Big B nas costas. Aí o Frankie Manning falou, vou mexer nisso. E aí ele transformou em um aéreo, jogando a parceira por cima.
But Frankie then, from that point on, really with Whitey's Lindy Hopper became the best dance troupe in the world. They traveled to Australia, they traveled to Europe, they traveled to South America, they traveled everywhere in the world. They performed in Brazil, they performed in front of the King and Queen of England, and really they were the troupe that took the dance to the highest level that it's almost ever been. And so when the war came and after Brazil, they left, and you know, from after the war ended in 1945, 46, 47, going to 49, that era of Lindy Hop started to end.
E aí o grupo do Frank virou o melhor do mundo, tá? Viajaram o mundo todo, passaram pro rei e a rainha da Inglaterra e tal, veio pro Brasil. E aí depois da guerra, ali, tipo, no final da década de 40, foi o momento que começou o declínio do Lindy Hop.
Yeah. And there were many people who carried on the tradition, but Frankie, maybe in the 50s, decided to retire from the dance to go work for the post office because he could no longer make money dancing the Lindy Hop because the big bands were dying and it was hard to get the gigs. So he went to have a more stable career with a government job, and he had a family.
E aí...
O Frankie resolveu, com esse declínio do Lindy Hop, ele meio que se aposentou porque ele não estava mais conseguindo fazer dinheiro com o Lindy Hop dançando, e ele tinha, enfim, família para sustentar. E aí ele trabalhou, acho que nos Correios. Começou a trabalhar nos Correios e se aposentou, se retirou.
But so then what happened is that the dance continued, even though Frankie stopped and the top dancers stopped, it still continued in Harlem in many ways, and there was still a tradition all through those years, even though it was fewer and fewer people. But Frankie still, and all of his people from Whitey's Lindy Hoppers would still go out and dance socially in the clubs, and they still kept it alive. But it was really in the 1980s, there were three groups of people who had seen the old movies, and they seen Jitterbug, and they see that the dance that was being danced to rock and roll was different than the dance that was done in the 1930s and 40s in Lindy Hop. And so there's a group of people from around the world who decide they want to rediscover the dance.
Apesar desse declínio, ainda tinha uma galera que continuava dançando, e o Frank ainda dançava assim, não a trabalho, mas socialmente, em clubes e tudo mais. O tempo foi passando, e lá pela década de 80, mesmo havendo esse declínio, um pessoal que já dançava uma coisa assim mais rock, eles olharam para trás, para a década de 30, viram os filmes e resolveram dar uma retomada para esse estilo.
Yeah, and so then actually there were one group that was very important was the monkeys.
Monkeys! Oh, they were watching the chess class. But they went to the... Sorry, okay.
But so then in the 1980s there were some groups, and actually there was a group from Sweden. And there was a couple of people from Sweden who said, we want to learn this dance. And so they went to New York to find the dancers. And they found, the first dancer they found was one of Whitey's Lindy Hoppers called Al Minns. And Al Minns was one of the people in Hellzapoppen at Day at the Races, very good dancer. And they invited him to come to Sweden, and that Al Minns came and he taught the Swedes. And Catrine was one of only two people or 3 people in Sweden who actually had a chance to learn directly from Al Mintz.
E aí, tipo, uma galera na Suécia, um grupo resolveu juntar os antigos do Lindy Hop, e esse grupo conseguiu, a primeira pessoa que eles conseguiram trazer foi o Al Mintz, que foi pra Suécia, não sei o que lá, e a Catrine é uma das 2 pessoas que conseguiu aprender diretamente do cara.
This was 1984, and we worked intense with him for a couple of weeks when he was in Stockholm, Sweden, and then he went back. But we tried to just get as much from Al as possibly can, good. And we were recording everything that he was teaching us.
Ela disse que foram umas semanas ótimas com o Al em 1984 e eles ficaram tentando sugar tudo que eles conseguiram dele para aprender lá em Estocolmo.